bear and nothing to win, nothing to win. Could you believe? Could you believe? Could you believe? Could you believe? Step in the fire, take my hand. I'll take you higher than you've ever been. Than you've ever been.
Thank you for coming on into the live and sharing your essence with me in this eternal moment of which we all share an inextricable and inexorable part. Thank you for doing your part, for coming on in each and every day, and we'll do the same with bringing the fire and the accuracy and not wasting a second more of your time as we go into the charts. Bada bing, bada boom, we go. So it looks like we're about an hour and 29 minutes from this daily candle close, which has reclaimed the 1 level yet again of this bearish trend-based fib extension tool. Although we are below the 0.5 of this diagonal fib pitch fan to the upside of this mean reversion path to the upside. So are we going to just see a rise retrace, as we outlined a few days ago, saying that this could be a rise retrace to continue down into this pool and take out these longs of these 41 days of consolidation liquidity over here? Let's go into the liquidity to find that out. Where are we going to find that? Well, we're going to take a look at High Block Capital. What is High Block Capital? Where it's when people lock their liquidity in the charts to be burnt to a crisp by the market maker for not using a stop loss and letting their liquidation point get hit. And we can see where those liquidation levels are on the chart using High Block, which is $70 a month. So consider hitting the like and subscribing as you do, so you can see this every day for free. So it looks like this on this 1 minute time frame. We talked about the pools over here, talking about, and they hit it to a T. So we were talking about these guys up here, the 207 million at 26,855, and coinciding with the 26,853, 190 million pool of 25x. And you had the, of course, the 50x at 161 million that got hit as well, as they came up into those regions to a T and knocked them out for the count.
Fatality.
And that's what they like to do. They just like to take people out who refuse to pay themselves. And this is what you would call that rounded bottom trap. We talked about the idea of what a rounded bottom was about a day or so ago, and talking about how that rounded out price action gathers the fish there for them to be harpooned or netted, however you want to use it as an allegory, for them to get hit. And so now they start to pool the fish again. So far there has been no movement and new pools of bubbles added since this rise to the upside, so we're not really seeing a ping in either direction, although there's still some juiciness up above here at 27.33 and 27.37, this coinciding of the 50x here, $180 million, paired with the 207 million at 27.382. So this entire region at 27.382 could be hit for that stacking of that 50-25x juiciness. So once again, though, the 50x character down here at 26.129 was not hit, so those could be hit at some point in the future. How do we learn where that point in the future will be? Well, we have to expand our vision to the higher time frames. Shout out to everyone here. Thank you for coming on in on this Sunday, May 28th in Tokyo time. I will go to my daughter's karate tournament again today. It's her second one in 2 weeks. This time she signed up on her own accord, and it's a kata version, and she practiced a little bit harder, so we'll see if she can do it. She just assumed that she would win without practicing, so she started crying when she didn't win. I told her, look, you never practiced, so that's what practicing will do. So this week she practiced hard, so we'll see what that difference makes. So learning the idea of practice makes perfect, eh? So she's so if we look at the 7-day time frame, we still have this imbalance to the upside, although we do have this little bit of happiness down here at 25.8 and 25.750, $7 billion on the 7-day time frame of what is induced in the last 7 days. That's basically all you should use it for, not necessarily looking at it as an imbalance to go grab, but basically in the last 7 days they have enticed more shorts than in the last 7 days have been brought to the table than longs. And so is that week of enticement leading you to a path to the upside? Let's go to the higher time frame to figure that out. Oh yeah. I can only be on ever so, we have to leave by 8 and it's 7:35, so I have to be out of here in 20 minutes. Just about. I ate my breakfast, got my iced coffee here. Good to go, but it's low liquidity, so I don't expect any huge move or anything in the next, 12 hours or so. So once again, we talked about this 12 billion up at 27.7, 20 billion at 27.8, and 10 billion at 27.9. In this local region up to 28K, you got $40 billion plus for them to come up and stab. Now, does this mean it will be a bull rally to 32K where there is also a large double-digit number? Not necessarily, because as we expand our vision to the 3-month, you'll see that 150 billion still lurks below. So is this a rise to grab that and stop out the shorts that they've induced over the last week in order to continue lower? You go higher to clear out some space to fund the path to go lower, and you go lower in order to fund some space to go higher. It's just a matter of stopping out the side that is actually right before they continue in that direction. And that's the rise retrace idea we're talking about here. You rise before you retrace into that zone. All right. So is that going to occur? Until you can reclaim this 0.5 level, then and get above that, it's just a simple A, B, C to the downside. And even this could be considered an A, B, C to the downside. And so you could just look at it as such until it proves you otherwise, because you have 60 billion at 26.56, 66 billion 25.4, and 54 billion at 25.2. So until they start to eat some of this juicy bit of happiness down here, I'm not really convinced that it is yet over in terms of going to grab the longs. So if we go to the 6-month time frame, you'll be able to see that more clearly as the pools get thicker. Booyah, booyah. Let's go take a look at that. Oh yeah. So you got the 22.5 region with 103 billion. You got 72 billion and 50 double digits up in the 50 billions up to 24K. And then it starts to double at 24.3, 85 billion, 64 billion, 24.6, 52 billion, 24.9, 72 billion, 25.2, and 88 billion, 25.5. So until some of this happiness is taken, I'm not convinced necessarily that the long is the play to go right here. This is just a minor retrace into that zone, but it'd be nice to go above that 28K region and take out those stops before going lower, and that would still coincide with the ABC to the downside too. So it is what it is until it isn't. What's up, kiddo? My son came to say what's up. Hi. And then we're gonna go to the yearly time frame. What's up, kiddo? Yeah. Your mouth looks like you ate a spaghetti ball or something. I don't even know if that's a thing, but it looks like a meatball, spaghetti ball, or something like that. So if you look to the yearly time frame, you see some $100 billion. It has become down at the 25.2, 24.8, and 24.4. There's about $300 billion down there, and 24 even. It starts to taper at 23 for whatever reason. Hi, you want to come over here? Ish. You want to be on the YouTube thing? There you go. Ish. We're just seeing what's going on with the Bitcoin, okay? And then we got to go to your sister's karate, right? All right. So if we look at the yearly time frame, you got these 100 billion down here, and then you're starting to see the path to the upside as we've always laid out every day. But it's good to keep a monitor on this. It may seem kind of annoying that I'm doing this over and over again, but it isn't, because it ingrains these pools into your head so you can see them like pictures on a wall. So it's a good thing to keep note where the liquidity is so you don't get the hopium like 40K everyone, because the point of control will suck us up there. It's not like that simple. It doesn't just suck you up there randomly. It needs liquidity to go up there. So it's not like the point of control just magically gravitates you there. You have to have the liquidity to go there. And so that's why we study the liquidity. So that's it in a nutshell. Let's go back to the monthly time frame. Point of control, everyone, the point of control. So let's go back into the charts. If we look at the 22-hour time frame on the Binance chart, we're going to throw on our oscillators. You like watching it? Huh? You're normally asleep when I'm streaming, so this is a unique opportunity for you, right? So, yeah, normally you're sleeping, right? So let's turn on the oscillators and turn on our heads-up display, and then go into the website, which is linked in the description, momentummaster.info for more. And you can go to the don't hit the button. You scroll down to features and you can toggle all this at your leisure, of course, or you can look at each component in its glory and read about it as we go over. All right, so sorry, I need this on, kiddo. I have to be able to hear what's going on. So if you look where we left off, we'll go into the hourly time frame and talk about what we were seeing, which led us to believe that the upside play was inbound. So we played it conservatively. Yeah. All right, fine. I'll give it to you. So we were led to believe that the upside play was inbound due to the cloud shift here that we went over, and we said that we would get that kiss to the cloud, and literally after that live stream we kissed the cloud and bounced off it. We were conservatively saying, like, if it does break the cloud, you could see this bounce down here, but it doesn't necessarily need to come down here in order to go back up. It just needs to kiss that cloud and hold the cloud, which it did, and headed to the upside, exactly to the pool. The sun? Yeah, we can't watch that song. He wants to listen to a song called A Million Suns, and I'm telling him, like, we can't do it right now. After is okay. All right. Actually, I'll leave that pool intact because it's still there, and then this will remove. So we did get that play to the upside, and it looks like we're getting a continuation path of that thick cloud, which it did try to break and reclaim here, and the wick got bought back, and you had some PVSRA volume candle goodness, which did hold that zone. Okay, my daughter's now expressing interest on the sidelines, hiding in the shadows. Zimek? He calls music Zimek. I want to listen to music, he's saying. So it looks like we're heading to the upside here on this bounce out of here, and that would mean that you're heading into these pools up above here into the 2696 region at 27K and taking out some of these pools of liquidity. Okay. So let's take a step back here from the hourly time frame. Don't touch that. No. And you're getting the cross-up event on the hourly, which just, if it closes this hour strong with this cross-up, you have then negated this cross-down event, and then that could lead you to more upside. And so here we go. We're going to go to the daily time frame and work our way down, and then bid you adieu as we head into the karate tournament. So we were talking about the cloud on the daily time frame here shifting ever so slightly in its angle and thickness. So let's go and observe that real quick, how that has updated over the last day. It still looks like it's in that path of kind of curvature to a new direction. The thickness and angle is suggesting so. So we can kind of move this like that and say, let's just be conservative about it and say like that. Okay, so it looks like it's kind of getting in this nature to shift in a different direction. Does that mean it comes down and liquidity grabs first? It very well could. It could mean that 2 or 3 days are read into this region and still shift out in that manner. It doesn't mean it's clear upside forever, basically. So if we look at the daily baselines, we're still holding the baselines. We have reclaimed the thin boy baseline here on the things. What are the baselines? Well, the baselines are your first signs of reversal. The baselines are one of the few leading moving average formulas you will find on the market, and they will give you the move before the move even knows the move is in. That's why it's so pivotal to look at. These cross-up events will also be alerted to your phone if you're choosing to put it on your alert system. All right, so the daily time frame, you're getting a little bit distracting, kiddo. We gotta go. Sorry, can somebody get, whoa. If you're gonna be talking, you can't be here, okay? You gotta go. All right, so they, sorry, it's distracting me. Here you go. All right, so the daily time frame is basically holding the baselines. You got the shifting cloud, and if we go to this little bit of happiness down below on our oscillators, we're starting to get opening up of the angle here on the, we have seen rejection off of the average, so there hasn't been strength here. Can you please get him out of here? Here. Can you get him out of here, please? Thanks. Or just let him just chill there too. So yeah, it's getting a rejection off of the average here, which is not a sign of strength, and you're getting overbought on the daily, which coincides with the idea of the retrace continuation to this level in terms of its lack of strength. And seeing the money flow coming up above the RSI on this oscillator is also showing a struggle to maintain a certain level. You're getting overbought. Although the last 50 level here could surge up to that 28K region where these pools are located up here before you do come back down. And if we go to the lower time frame, 22 hours, kids, right? He's 2, so I can't really fault him for being 2. So the 22-hour time frame also showing the curvature, but that curvature has not continued on that angle, so we're going to remove that for now until that angle changes. And you're getting this kind of meandering around of the 22-hour time frame. Sorry, kiddo, you gotta go. So we got an hour and 10 minutes for the last candle to close on the 22-hour time frame. Can it pierce the cloud and reclaim it? It is Sunday, so there is not much to cause it to be have some strength, but it could reclaim to hold and take out some of these pools above at the 27K region. Wouldn't be surprised if it goes up to 27K at least. Does it wick off that? I have no idea. But let's go into the 12-hour time frame. The meandering around on the oscillators and the money flow above the RSI is showing a sign of struggle and lack of direction. So if we go to the 12-hour time frame, we're starting to see this play out as it reset itself on this stab to the downside here. Can we reclaim this cloud, which we've been getting rejected off of, is the next question. If we can reclaim and close a 12-hour candle above this cloud and above this adaptive moving average. What is the adaptive moving average? It is an average moving average that removes sound and stays sticky to the trend. Think of it like your VWAP, only a little bit more accurate than VWAP. So you're getting to this level and rejected off of it twice. So until we can reclaim that, which also coincides nicely with the bearish trend, so we can get above 27,375, basically you can expect more downside is the idea I'm intuiting out of this right now. So even the play you'll see up here, until you can claim above that, it is not a bullish move yet. Okay, and we've been basically going sideways since May 11th. So nearly half of the month or more has been just this sideways range movement. And you can even say that it's been in this kind of range bound zones from 27.4 to 25.8. So if you're into range trading, you could have just pinged off of these levels the entire month and had a nice scalping journey of fun. So if we go to the 6-hour time frame, we have already reclaimed that cloud. The angle is starting to curve in a manner here like this, suggesting that you do see this continue, although you are getting overbought on the 6-hour time frame, which shows a chilling out mode inbound. And the 6-hour is also overbought in terms with the 4-hour and the hourly and the 15 and the 5-minute. So there's 5 time frames overbought here, just looking off of the screener to the gray screener on my screen. If we go to the 4-hour time frame, we're also overbought and seeing that double top potential of this. The money flow is above the RSI, getting fatigued here, and the Williams getting overbought as well, showing a sign of struggle since we have not gotten above the range and gotten overbought yet again. So every time we've gotten overbought, we have seen this reset in a certain manner, and that normally coincides with the 6-hour and 12-hour as well. So if we go to the hourly time frame, this is where we're starting off our journey. We're starting to see that reclamation of the cloud and into the daily candle close, which will likely, this also could be your 1, 2, and maybe a 3rd hit to the high will be at some stage here. So you have basically your first hit and a second hit. So are you going to get a 3rd hit later for that continuation to the downside? We will be updating you again once we get into the New York time, hopefully, if all things line up. So this is basically a reclamation of the fair value gap that is over here. So basically the fair value gap up at 27,102, this fair value gap of this drop to the downside is what it's attempting to reclaim. What is a fair value gap? Well, you can also use a free indicator to spot them if you don't know what they are. Use this fractal break imbalance fair value gap liquidity void indicator. You'll turn it on and it will highlight where those are built, so you don't need to worry about it, and it will show you where these are and where they like to get recovered. So this will get you recovered up to this wick perhaps, and you can see if that gap was traded fairly on lower time frames to make sure it's a valid fair value gap or not. And it was traded fairly down to here. Alright, so let's see if this pool is coinciding with what we're seeing over here. 27,102 would take you into about half of this pool here, and yeah, I see if you go into that, you would basically come all the way up to 27.2 region and take out that entire chunk up there. So yeah, it looks like they would come and clear what we said in the beginning, which was 27.33 region, clear out this pool up above, and then see how it holds, how many bubbles they entice down below, and then they would take that out. Is that going to occur in the next 12 hours? It could be all the way until the end of the weekend because it is low liquidity. They haven't pinged any new liquidity in, just going sideways. So it is the slow weekend liquidity hour. So I wouldn't expect anything massive to occur. They're just going to hold the range until they get into something significant like a weekly candle close. And we haven't been able to reclaim the adaptive on the 15-minute. We have reclaimed the weighted moving average. The 200 weighted has stuck with the price, so we're getting in this decision incoming range and starting to make a meandering around while we decide that. The cloud has shifted in our favor here as we start to stab the pool above, and we're starting to see a little bit of volume to note. So this is just a standard update. I'm updating for myself, but also for you to see whether we continue. I would be surprised if we don't come up to this 27,100 region to take out some of these pools above. The pools above are still thick and you still have that imbalance on these 1 minute time frame for this 207 million at 27,382 is my target for that pool. So the 27,382 region would put you 382 just above the 786 level here. Okay, so you got two pool targets here. You got one here and one there. So those are the two targets I'm seeing right now. I'm not going to draw an arrow there because I think it could go sideways while it resets some of these time frames. The time frames are overbought. You have 5 time frames. You would get this alert to your phone if you had Momentum Master. It's our dynamic alert system, a set and forget system that sends you an ever-changing text message. Like, this is a little bit too fatigued for me, I'll stay on the sidelines and wait for a better entry. So that type of cool thing, set and forget. And then when you get these 4 time frames oversold, it would have let you know as well. Then you only need to set it once and it will let you know both sides of the trade. So it's a very interesting dynamic alert system provided to you by this suite. Well guys, I will see you soon. It's only 8 a.m. Sunday. Please enjoy your weekend, and I'll be back in about 12 hours time. So thank you for coming on into the live and sharing your essence with me in this eternal moment of which we all share an inextricable and inexorable part. Thank you for doing your part, for coming on in, and we'll do the same, and we'll keep you posted in 12 hours. Peace. Catch you on the flip side. Peace.